The plan is still in its early stages, but so far public involvement has been minimal. Residents of Mount Pleasant will have a chance to speak their minds, though, at a public hearing on September 24th at SFU's Pacific Center. Nigel Haynes in Vancouver for BCIT Magazine. Sanctuaries like these, while empty for now, will soon be filled with birds and small animals, and the association is hopeful that it won't see an increase in the coming year. Nigel Haynes in Burnaby for BCIT Magazine. When the Bautistas checked their mailbox a few days later, they found an envelope with no return address. In it was the $500 Malachi needed to reach his goal. During a canine training exercise at Vancouver International Airport, BC Transit police officers forgot a bomb on a plane. That plane then flew all the way to Toronto. While it was checked over 14 times by Air Canada, the bomb was never found. Jordan Bateman of the Canadian Taxpayers Federation says that's inexcusable.
My jaw hit the floor. I mean, a stunning dereliction of duty here, leaving an explosive on a passenger airplane and not noticing it was missing for 2 days.
Transit police say the officer responsible has since resigned, and they're hopeful it won't shake public confidence.
Yes, I would hope that there would be no loss of confidence. This is the error of one officer. It wasn't a situation, fortunately, where anybody was actually put at risk, but it's something that should never have happened, and we've taken steps to ensure that it won't happen again.
Transit police also say the bomb could not have exploded, but travelers at YVR are not impressed.
Completely unacceptable. Like, it shouldn't happen ever. There's no excuse, really. Shouldn't be.
The police have a response, particularly, you know, they knew they were carrying explosives, literally. And when I'm flying internationally, I worry enough about terrorists. I don't want to have to worry about our own police officers making major errors like that.
Well, obviously, somebody wasn't paying attention. Now, hopefully they were smart enough to not leave an arm bomb on a plane, but yeah, no, that of course it shouldn't happen.
Meanwhile, transit police say training procedures have since been changed and passenger jets are no longer used for such exercises. Nigel Haynes in Richmond for BCIT Magazine.
He took it to almost the 11th hour before striking a deal to save the season. The gains made were gains that other sports have gotten without the need for lengthy lockouts. While Bettman might have been a useful wartime general, the NHL's gambit now must follow the path of peace.
For Vancouver sportscasters like Matt Sekeres and Blake Price, the hockey lockout has been a frustrating 4 months, but these were the words they were waiting for.
We have reached an agreement on the framework of a new collective bargaining agreement.
All that means is that the lockout has ended. Price gave us the rundown on the issues behind the work stoppage.
Well, we had a large piece of revenue pie that was being given to the players in a far greater amount than the owners found necessary.
The new contract covers 8 years and brings the players' cut of the salary down to 50-50 with the owners. Fans, though, say they find it difficult to sympathize with either side in the lockout.
When the rich are complaining about how not rich they are, even though they're really rich, I could care less.
You have a relationship with your fans, and if you lose someone's trust, it does take time to earn it back.
Canadians will come back to watch hockey. It's our life. We have to.
But the big questions remain unanswered. Have the major players in hockey really learned anything from this? And will we see another lockout once this contract is up?
I mean, I don't think that they have learned enough of a lesson yet to suggest that they would want to keep going after that. Why not lock out and just demand the sun, the moon, and the sky and see if you can get the best possible playing conditions once again?
The lockout's over, and with the prospect of a game in the next couple of weeks, disappointed fans have a little something to look forward to. Nigel Haynes in Vancouver for BCIT Magazine. The Vancouver East Riding currently extends to Ontario Street, the historical divide between the city's east and west sides. The new riding, called Vancouver Granville, would cut the Mount Pleasant neighborhood in half, causing this intersection at Main and Broadway to become part of the west side of town. This has local business owners and residents feeling left in the cold.
As a business owner, I service the neighborhood community, and people are coming in, and it's one of those issues that we're talking about. And so listening to people and educating them as to what's going on, they're saying that, why is my representation changing? Why am I being grouped in with another neighborhood, a whole different community, when the issues that are here are specifically to Vancouver East and not part of Vancouver South or Vancouver Granville?
The proposed Vancouver-Granville boundary would start at Arbutus and reach all the way to the west side of Kingsway above 12th Avenue and the west side of Main Street above 7th Avenue.
I always find that with bureaucracy, the more red tape that you have, the worse things happen, and also the longer they take to happen. So I would just prefer to have one person that makes the decision and makes things happen quickly, because that's what we need in this city, things to happen quickly so that we can overcome the economic environment.
The plan is still in its early stages, but so far public involvement has been minimal. Residents of Mount Pleasant will have a chance to speak their minds, though, at a public hearing on September 24th at SFU's Pacific Center. Nigel Haynes in Vancouver for BCIT Magazine.